Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's ODTN call. Sorry for moving it from yesterday. I had other business to attend to, so we couldn't do it yesterday. Was not available, so I decided to do it today. Thanks for joining. There's a few updates that I want to make, and a few things that we need to discuss. It might be a short call, but nonetheless, thanks for joining. Um, So first up is the Tip Summit demo video. I've created it and put it together. It's there on Drive as a draft. I have not yet published it, but if anybody wants to take a peek at it, it's there. My idea was to release it by the end of the week if nobody has any comments on it. If there is some comment, I'd like to address it sooner rather than later. And Yeah, I think that if anybody has any ideas, any thoughts, just send them over email to me after you have seen it. So that's that on the demo summit video. It's the one with the voiceover and everything. So it's the final version unless something changes. Any questions? No? Okay. Then an update on the bit error rate behavior. I've done my review and I think this is ready to go. I've not seen any comments. Cheetan, if you're okay with it, I can merge it today or tomorrow. Would that be fine for you guys?
Yeah, it's fine.
Perfect. Do you guys have any update on your side?
Uh, for beer,
Yes, or anything in really.
no, the flow rules one that you told that we are working on that. So I don't have any update on it as of now because you are facing some setup issues. So I'll update you once we have something to tell you.
Okay, thanks. Um, okay, then I'll go ahead and merge the biterate behavior up in the upcoming days. Thanks for doing that. Let's discuss then what's upcoming. I'll may have a call with Puneet and you guys to discuss the next steps that you guys are interested in and we are interested in. So that's pretty good. Um, Next up is the work that. Any questions on that? Okay. Then, if not, the driver consolidation work, also that's upcoming. We have done an iteration over it thanks to Adva. So Jakub tried it with the Adva Flowable programmable, and we discovered that there was a minor issue in the implementation that was done. It was in the get connection, get optical channel method. We changed that, and now it's perfectly working with the Adva. I've been also talking to Ivan from the Nokia group, and he said that he's also gonna test it in the upcoming days, and he's gonna report to us whether the what's the state of things. Um, I think we are in pretty good shape in terms of implementation in there because it works for the Adva and everything else is very similar apart from that. So I think it's very good. Any questions on this? And thanks, Chetan, for telling us about the Cassini one. I think that I can also probably test it in the next week or so, since I'll be in the US with hands-on on the Cassini, and I have to reinstall a few things, but then I can probably test this no problem also myself. Um, anything else on this side?
Hi, Andrea. This is Sudeep.
Hello.
Uh, yeah. I just wanted to see in the sense what should we take next? Is it the power config or the modulation one? So
Uh,
as of now, we have started in the sense trying to find an approach for the power config one. We are in the process of that, and I would like to have a discussion with you offline on that.
I think power config is perfectly fine as the next one. I think we can follow the same exact procedure as we have
Mm-hmm.
done for the flow programmable, since it seemed to work.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as you have something, just go ahead and upload it
Okay.
to get it.
Before that, I would like to have a discussion with you at some point in time tomorrow.
Okay,
Is
we
that
can
okay?
set up
Oh,
something tomorrow morning if that's okay.
okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let me remind. Let me actually. I'll send you an invite as soon as this call finishes on that
Sure. Thanks.
for the sync up. Is there any major issue?
No, in the sense, it's not exactly implemented as see, we have for whatever we approach we followed for floral programmable. In a sense, there are some just doubts which I want to get it cleared from your end so that we can go ahead with the approach.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. I think you're referring to the direction and all of that stuff. But
Exactly. The
okay.
direction and the OCH signal.
Yeah. I see. I see what you mean. But I think that in the end, the general structure is kind of the same, and I think we copied over
Uh,
those. But I'm not sure. But
exact.
yeah, let's. I'll send you
Exact.
an invite.
Okay.
I'll send you an invite
That.
to make
Okay.
sure
Sure.
we approach this from the right
And
angle. And
yeah, sure.
okay, but I think then after we'll upload it on Gerrit and make sure everybody tests it, and then we're good to go. So I'm just gonna
Sure.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna skip the cross connect command because I know Ivan and Dominique are gonna join us sometime soon. So I'm just gonna go forward it here. Just put it here, and we'll talk about it later. So next up, GMPI integration. With the help of Jan, I made an extension on top of this, which basically listens for the intent installation before actually going and provisioning the power on top of the devices. So what basically we're doing here is that we're instantiating a media channel first on every device, and then we're tuning the power at each stage when the media channel is set up. And that is to avoid race conditions where you would set up a power on a media channel or on a port that is not yet being provisioned in terms of wavelength, and that could cause an issue from the device perspective because it wouldn't have the media channel or the port configured properly. So that's what we're doing, what I've done in the patch, and I think Jan is gonna go ahead and test it. And my plan is to get this in by the end of the year, and have that as a base for the next implementation and testing that we are gonna do in the upcoming months. So that's kind of the state of things. Again, the patch is here. You guys can take a look at it. I've added basically this class that it's what allows me to pass around information related to the power that I did not have before. And this allows me to link in the manager to have a mapping of intent IDs that were installed by this instance to power information that was sent by this related to that intent. And I populate this map basically when I create the intent here. And then down here, when the listener is, there's a listener, and that listener, if the intent is present in the map, I just set the power. And this method did not change. It's the same set of classes that I had and same set of calls that I had before. It's just that I moved them down to have a better consistency. Before, it could incur into a race condition where you could provision the media channel or the port before you had with power, before you actually had it provisioned properly with the wavelength or the media channel itself. Any questions? No? Okay. Please take a look. I'll make sure Jan tests it with their demo that they have replicated in the lab. They have replicated the Tip Summit demo with Infinera grooves instead of Cassinis. I think that's a pretty good step. It's a very good step, I think. Just gonna ask Jan too. There you go. Boom. Okay. Okay, and in conjunction, he has made some little updates to the Checklight Rodent drivers. Thanks to the testing that we have done, we've actually found a bug that was present in ONOS where it would allow a null device description to be forwarded in the system, and that could cause issues in serialization and deserialization of that in the northbound. Particularly not the chassis ID, and that was fixed in the latest master. So it's this issue here. Sure. There you go. So this was not checking the chassis, so it would allow a chassis ID to be null, and instead, if it's null, we just put an unknown value in there, which is much better for serialization and deserialization, because this was causing a 500 error in the REST APIs in the northbound. So it's pretty good fix. So there's going to be a little more upgrade on the Checklight drivers, as far as I know, and then they're going to be merged in the repo, in the code base. So I see that Ivan and Dominique joined. So thanks for joining, guys. I'll leave you the floor to give an update on the cross connect command and the alarm stuff that you guys are doing. Dom, I think you're muted.
Hey Andrea, it's Ivan there. On the cross connect command, there is a short update. I basically did implement all commands which were put on Gerrit. You can have a look on it, and I encourage pretty everyone who's got Rodem drivers to test this command and try to see if it works or not. I really need a feedback. About alarms, as we were chatting with Andrea, there is probably some some things which I'm missing on my end, which I need to fix. And there is not so much to update on alarms, basically. The work is going on.
Thanks. That's good. That's good to know. Just some
Yes, and
clarification.
about on cross-connect comment, it would be really nice to get a feedback from the people you put right now in the comments here.
Yeah, I've asked them directly to test it. I think so. Alessio, because he has a couple of Flumentum Modem 20s in his lab, so I'll ask. I'm just gonna ping him in a few days to see if he tested it. Ramon, I know he will do it. Simply that he is busy current at the moment with OFC co-chair stuff, and he'll just do it after that. But I think if Alessio gives the green light, we can always merge it. Because we have a second point of reference, and then when Ramon tests it, I expect there to be no problem. But if there is a problem, we'll just fix it when it comes. So I think that's the state. And in regards to the alarms, so basically just give an update. The idea is that Ivan is working on a possibly open sourceable solution to translate alarms based on netconf notifications, and those are pure OpenConfig alarms. So it's just whatever comes from the device. If it has the net OpenConfig parameters, we'll just go ahead and plop it into ONOS, and if that's unavailable, and ONOS will load it, put it in the store, and work with that. I was just working with Sean today, and I'll show you guys something. So he also has a patch to do this. That did some fixing on the alarms detail alarms view and this is what it looks like. So we added the capability to have colors on the right side. If it's minor, it's going to be blue. If it's major, it's going to be red. If it's critical, it's going to be red flashing. So that's kind of nice to have. And I've pinged Sean to make sure this was working. He did a few tests, he fixed a few bugs, and he just put it in with this color. This is his patch. I'm just gonna go ahead and merge it because it's perfectly working. And Ivan, if you want to take a look at it, it's there. Just try it out. It's gonna be in the new master from tomorrow, so if you rebase, it's gonna be there. And I think it's a nice addition to the existing tab view, the alarm view. Oops. And also something that I wanted to let everybody know is that today also, thanks to Sean, we merged a patch that does highlight the visualization of the intent. So if somebody remembers when we were doing like the demo, even the demo that it's there with the Tip Summit video here, there was no possibility of going from the intent view to the highlighting the intent on the UI to see visually the intent itself. So now that's also in with patch from Sean, so that's pretty good work. I know that next he's going to work upon the alarms notifications on the topology view. So basically before we had the possibility of having red alarm buttons on the topology view. And that went away with GUI 2 because of many issues that were there with that. It was not simple to port. So, but I've asked Sean to give a look, and I think now it's a fairly good time to have that. And it will allow us to populate alarms directly in the topology view and show it visually there, which is also very nice. And then one could go and click and go to the alarm view to have a better detailed view of them. It's kind of what it is. So please try it out with the set of things that we're going to do here. And hopefully in the upcoming weeks and months, we're going to work on upstreaming that alarm config behavior that Ivan is working on, and maybe do some initial alarm demonstration that we have not done before. So that's pretty good. I have not heard anything from possible OFC demos. So I'm just gonna, for now, assume that we're not gonna do an OFC demo. I might be talking with the folks at the TIP to see if they are interested in doing a demo together as we did last year. But at the moment, I personally don't have any plans for that because there's too much stuff going on. So I cannot really commit to any demo at OFC myself. But if you guys have anything in your companies and anybody wants to do them together with us at their booth, I'm just going to be very happy to support it, and we can check what the possibilities are in that sense. Okay. Any question or any update from you guys? Nope. Okay. Then if not, I think we have some action points to take away from this. I'll make sure that there is the testing happening both in the cross-connect command and the flow group programmable. We'll have that discussion tomorrow about the power config. I'm going to merge the bit error rate from Sterlite, and I'm just gonna make sure me and Jan test properly the the GMPY integration, and so we can have an update basically next week on what's the state of things. Okay. Thanks everybody. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Okay, goodbye. Thank you. Bye.